Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Mind Map. Today's topic of discussion is Central Council of Ministers. First of all, we will discuss about the introduction of the topic. Then we will discuss about constitutional provisions, oath of office and secrecy, salaries of ministers, and lastly, responsibilities of ministers. First of all, moving on to the introduction of the topic. Article 74 of the Constitution provides that there shall be a Council of Ministers with the Prime Minister at the head to aid and advise the President. The COM, that is Council of Ministers, consists of three categories of ministers, namely Cabinet Ministers, Ministers of State, and Deputy Ministers. At the top of all these ministers stands the Prime Minister. At times, the COM may also include a Deputy Prime Minister. The Deputy Prime Ministers are appointed mostly for political reasons. Now moving on to constitutional provisions. Number 1, Article 74, COM to aid and advise President. The advice tendered by ministers to the President shall not be inquired into in any court. The President may require the COM to reconsider such advice, and the President shall act in accordance with the advice tendered after such reconsideration. Second is Article 75, other provisions as to ministers. The PM shall be appointed by the President and the other ministers shall be appointed by the President on the advice of the PM. The total number of ministers, including the Prime Minister in the COM, shall not exceed 15% of the total strength of the Lok Sabha. A minister who is not a member of the Parliament, either house, for any period of 6 consecutive months shall cease to be a minister. Third is Article 77, Conduct of Business of the Government of India. The President shall make rules for the more convenient transaction of the business of the Government of India and for the allocation among ministers of the said business. Fourth is Article 78, Duties of Prime Minister. To communicate to the President all decisions of the COM relating to the administration of the affairs of the Union and proposals for legislation. And Article 88, Rights of Ministers as respects the Houses. Every minister shall have the right to speak and take part in the proceedings of either House, any joint sitting of the Houses, and any committee of Parliament of which he may be named a member, but he shall not be entitled to vote. Now let's discuss about oath of office and secrecy. Before a minister enters upon his office, the President administers to him the oaths of office and secrecy. In his oath of office, the minister swears to bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India, to uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, to faithfully and conscientiously discharge the duties of his office, and to do right to all manner of people in accordance with the Constitution and the law, without fear or favor, affection or ill will. Minister's oath requires them to maintain secrecy, not to reveal sensitive information except for official duties, ensuring integrity and confidentiality. Now moving on to salary. The salaries and allowances of ministers are determined by Parliament from time to time. A minister gets the salary and allowances that are payable to a member of Parliament. Additionally, he gets a sumptuary allowance according to his rank, free accommodation, travelling allowance, medical facilities, etc. Now let's have a look at the responsibility of ministers. First is collective responsibility. Article 75 clearly states that the COM is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. This means that all the ministers own joint responsibility to the Lok Sabha for all their acts of omission and commission. And second is individual responsibility. Article 75 also contains the principle of individual responsibility. It states that the ministers hold office during the pleasure of the President, which means that the President can remove a minister even at a time when the COM enjoys the confidence of the Lok Sabha. However, the President removes a minister only on the advice of the Prime Minister. Now moving on to practice questions. First of all, prelims question that was asked in 2013 exam also. Consider the following statements. 1. The Council of Ministers in the Centre shall be collectively responsible to the Parliament. 2. The Union Ministers shall hold the office during the pleasure of the President of India. 3. The Prime Minister shall communicate to the President about the proposals for legislation. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, or 1, 2 and 3? You can send the answer of this question in the comment section. And now mains question. Discuss composition and role of the Union Council of Ministers in the context of India. So that's all for today. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.